viewers, and welcome to Crime Watch, your weekly program that seeks to inform you on the roles and operations of the Zimbabwe Republic Police. I am your host, Onesisa Sibanda. We start off with the news of the week. On Monday, 30 July 2018, Zimbabweans throughout the country casted their votes to choose the country's leaders, and on that note, the Commissioner General of Police, Deputy Commissioner Generals, Commissioners, senior officers, members of the Zimbabwe Republic Police and their families would like to congratulate His Excellency, Comrade Emmerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa, for being elected as President of the Republic of Zimbabwe during the just ended harmonized elections.
I, Priscilla Makanyara Chigumba, the Chairperson of the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission, in terms of Section 110, Subsection 3, Subsection F, Subsection 2, do hereby declare that the votes received by Mnangagwa Emmerson Dambudzo of ZANU-PF Party are more than half the number of votes cast in the presidential election. Therefore, Mnangagwa Emmerson Dambudzo of ZANU-PF Party is therefore duly declared elected President of the Republic of Zimbabwe with effect from the 3rd of August 2018.
Moving on, the Zimbabwe Republic Police deployed adequate police officers at each polling station to maintain law and order, and they have been hailed for showing professionalism during the election period.
The environment at all of the polling stations observed was peaceful. The police were present at all polling stations and were found to be professional, attentive, and discreet. The pre-election phase and the voting proceeded in a peaceful and orderly manner. The peaceful environment provided the people of Zimbabwe the opportunity to exercise their constitutional right.
The mission observed smooth collaboration between relevant government organs. Security was adequately provided. Police officers were present at all polling stations, and they conducted their duties in a professional manner without interfering with the voting process.
The mission observed that ZRP trained its officers in election instruments, human rights, and police duties during elections. ZRP constantly liaised with ZEC and other stakeholders, including the Zimbabwe Human Rights Commission and civil society organizations, in providing security to the electoral process. Stakeholders are also commended the professional manner in which ZRP had policed public assemblies during the campaign period. On voting day, ZRP played an important role in guaranteeing public safety and providing security without interfering with the electoral processes across the country.
Generally, polling took place in a peaceful and secure environment. Even in situations where queues were long, the voters remained calm and orderly.
In light of this, the Minister of Home Affairs and Cultural Heritage, Honorable Dr. Obert Mpofu, has urged Zimbabweans to be peaceful and shun all forms of violence.
May I reiterate that the Zimbabwe Republic Police and other security institutions will remain on high alert and continue to monitor the security situation in the country. Our security forces, therefore, remain deployed across the country to maintain law and order. Meanwhile, we want to thank the generality of Zimbabweans who have heeded the call to remain peaceful and continue to observe the laws of the country. We urge them to continue with their normal day-to-day activities.
The police also urge those celebrating their win to do so in peace.
We urge the public to avoid overexcitement or ridiculing others, situations that may cause animosity and degenerate into violence. Police deployments will remain firm on the ground to ensure that law and order is maintained throughout the country. We urge members of the public to please cooperate with the police officers whilst they perform their duties. We have a constitutional obligation to ensure that peace, law and order are maintained in our country.
We would like to thank those Zimbabweans who took heed of our messages of peace and exhibited a high level of political maturity by conducting themselves peacefully during the voting and the post-voting period. Let us continue fostering this peace beyond the election period. Crime Watch takes a short break. Join us in the second segment. We're in the second segment of Crime Watch. The ZRP works with various stakeholders in their day-to-day operations. One of these is the Insurance Council of Zimbabwe, ICZ, who are now the new sponsors of Crime Watch. We spoke to Lovemo Madau, the Deputy Chairperson of the Public Relations Committee of the Insurance Council of Zimbabwe, who gave us more on the partnership between the ICZ and the ZRP.
The Insurance Council of Zimbabwe is an association of short-term insurers and reinsurers who are registered through IPEC, who is our regulator. We are trying to complement ZRP as they re-engineer their services. Of late, we have seen an increase in lawlessness on the roads, where people are just doing as they please. And there has been also a spike in crime, such as break-ins in businesses, at homes, and so on. And we believe that Crime Watch will go a long way in alleviating the challenges of lawlessness. And therefore, we think we are the right partners for ZRP. As the Insurance Council of Zimbabwe, we would like to just urge the insuring public to be careful when they are insuring their assets, to make sure they're dealing with properly registered insurance companies, to avoid purchasing covers under trees or through touts. Where they are in doubt, they should consult the Insurance Council of Zimbabwe. One misconception I just want to clear is that some people think insurance is for people who have a lot of money. But the truth is, insurance is for everybody. If you've got an asset, if you've got a car, if you've got a house, if you've got contents in the house, you may not own the house, but you have got contents like televisions and so on, they need to be insured. And it doesn't cost you an arm and a leg. As the Insurance Council of Zimbabwe, we have taken it upon ourselves to partner with ZRP to create a crime-free society. We would like to urge you to play your part in creating this crime-free environment, as it is not only for the benefit of the Insurance Council or the insurance companies or the ZRP, but for all of us and our economy at large.
In other news, the strong bilateral ties between the Zimbabwe Republic Police and the Zambia Police Service are paying dividends, especially in curbing cross-border crimes along the Zambezi River. The most recent achievement is the arrest of a serial burglar who had wreaked havoc in the resort town of Victoria Falls.
We arrested Bongani Moyo, a 38-year-old adult who was behind a spate of unlawful end cases in the resort town of Victoria Falls. He was targeting our market suburbs, where he would take expensive laptops, mobile phones, and cameras, including cash. In all his escapades, the accused would commit offenses in Zimbabwe, then skip the borders to Zambia. Owing to the relationships that we enjoy with the Zambian police service, we managed to arrest him. And he was repatriated back home for him to face the wrath of the law. What I would want to urge our Victoria Falls residents is that they need to give us information, as it is a common knowledge that information is the currency of policy, without which we cannot win the war against crime.
In a related matter, police in Chinoi have arrested a burglar who had wreaked havoc in and around Chinoi.
During the period extending from January 2018 to May, Chinoi was hard hit by cases of unlawful entry into premises and theft. Criminals would take advantage of unattended houses to steal property, which they would take to destinations which are as far as Chegutu, Norton. We received a tip-off from members of the public and arrested one Bernard Karimatsenga of Nyamashisha area in Chegutu. He led us to the recovery of 7 televisions. Some of the televisions which were recovered have not yet been identified. We are urging members of our community to record serial numbers and put any unique identification marks on their property. The criminal Bernard Karimatsenga managed to clear 6 cases from Muzari low-density area here in Chinoi. We are appealing to members of the public to supply any leading information to the arrest of the outstanding accused Trust Misikati, whose last known address is plot number 16, Giringai Farm, Nyamashesha area in Chegutu.
We also spoke to Superintendent Robert Chiwereva, who is Superintendent Crime Makonde, Hurungwe, and Kariba CID District.
In our district, we have got crimes of concern such as robbery, theft of motor vehicles, unlawful entry, and the theft cases. Of late, we have received a hike in cases of theft of motor vehicles. And their modus operandi, or the mode of operation, include befriending strangers by motorists. Some motorists accommodate strangers into their vehicles, basically on the drinking spree, and at the end of the day, they relax, whilst the ignition keys are on. The accused sneaks with the complainant's vehicle. Since January, we have got 7 of them, and out of the 7, we've managed to recover 6 vehicles, and we've managed to account for 3 accused persons. As the police, we are urging motorists not to allow strangers into their vehicles, and also not to leave keys on the ignition. Criminals at times try to make a use of our policing area as a road to go into other northern countries like Zambia, Tanzania, with the stolen vehicles. Recently, we managed to account for a vehicle that had been stolen from South Africa as it tried to cross the border from Zimbabwe into Zambia through Kariba border post. For those criminals who are so daring that they may pass through this place with the stolen property or with the stolen vehicles, and they think they may quickly or easily pass through Chirundu or Kariba border posts, let them be warned. We are fully alert and we are very aware of all their movements, all their tricks, so we are fully equipped to account for them. We will not give them any chance.
Crime Watch takes a short break. Stay tuned as we give you more. We're in the third and final segment of Crime Watch. Police in Karoi are concerned with criminals who are stealing from tobacco farmers. Superintendent Gaston Boyce of Hurungo District talks about this and other crimes in Karoi.
We are in Karoi town. Karoi is known as one of the best growers of tobacco in the country. The growing of tobacco has resulted in crimes increasing in the district. Criminals come from all over the country to get their share from the farmers who have come to market their tobacco in the town. We have had cases of farmers committing suicide because they would have lost quite large sums of money in town. Farmers should make sure that when they come for the marketing of their tobacco, desist from gambling in town, to make sure that soon after selling their tobacco, they get back to their homes with all their monies. As police, we have introduced night patrols, day patrols, as well as our intelligence teams are always on the ground. We have experienced some theft from motor vehicles. Trucks going to Chirundu are being robbed of valuables. So we are urging our truck drivers never to stop, because those people will be armed with machetes, and it's not surprising that one could be attacked. As well, when you are driving along the same highway towards the Bakuti, there are a lot of bends, so we urge truck drivers to move slowly when they are approaching such corners so as to save life.
Moving on, the Zimbabwe Republic Police community policing initiatives continue to bear fruits in fighting crime. In light of this, police in Bulawayo have awarded the S01E03 Hillside Business Against Crime Forum of Zimbabwe, Force, patrol teams, and members of the Neighborhood Watch Committee with accolades following their immediate impact in fighting crime in and around Bulawayo.
Today, I would like to assure you, ladies and gentlemen, that your efforts and the risks that you take by working for your community will not be in vain. The district, as well as the provincial command, and ultimately the Commissioner General of Police, are well appraised of your activities day in, day out. I would like to encourage you all to continue working hard towards eradication of crime in the community. Your patrols have already contributed to a significant decrease in crime.
Assistant Commissioner Jimmy Kumalo officiated at the event.
Today is the day that we gather here to recognize and appreciate efforts made by our fellow countrymen and neighbors in providing us safety and security through your voluntary night patrols. I'm reliably informed that when this community policing initiative started in February 2018, you had a handful of volunteer drivers for night patrols. But today, I'm looking at a list of 70 plus, 70 from 10. This is overwhelming, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. Other administrative achievements include mobilization of the following resources with some CCTV, patrol unit launch, building material for satellite canine unit, resurfacing of the police driveway, church office furniture, borehole and tank, repainting of offices, renovation of holding cells, to mention but a few, which has been done by this Park Force from Hillside.
Congratulations on your well-deserved accolades and victories in bringing crime in our area to manageable levels. These small accolades today are a testament that you don't always get what you wish for, but you get what you work for. And believe me, to receive an accolade and an acknowledgement from the Zimbabwe Republic Police Service is truly a commendable issue.
We continue urging other communities to emulate such initiatives to reduce crime. This brings us to the end of today's episode of Crime Watch. Let us maintain the existing peace in the country and unite to build a better Zimbabwe. The Zimbabwe Republic Police will remain on high alert on the security situation in the country and is committed to ensuring that security is available to all Zimbabweans and foreign visitors, irrespective of one's color, creed, gender, or affiliations. For your views, comments, or reports on any form of violence, contact us on the details that have been appearing on your screen. From me, Onesisa Sibanda, and the crew behind the scenes, join us next week.